Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I am Spreaker here, and this is USA Literature, Truth Writer's Voice of Freedom. Voice of Freedom. Alright, yeah, it's pretty chilly here in Texas right now. It's 8:39, Central Texas. There's a lot of fog. It's pretty wet on the grass especially. Was going to cut the grass, but too wet. Alright, so it's been since Monday. It's been a week, so it's Friday today. As I promised everyone, I will premiere Voice of Freedom on Fridays too. So it's 2 times in a week. So what have I found throughout the week? Well, I found out that finally Republicans are getting some sense in what they're doing with Judge Brett Kavanaugh. They haven't been getting a lot, but they're getting to their senses now. Some of the people I want to say is Senator Lindsey Graham. Great guy. And Senator Ted Cruz. Great guy there too. And pretty much the very good Republican senators in the Senate committee there. But I figured out that this has been the Democrats ruined Judge Kavanaugh's life. When one accusation comes out, it ruins people's lives. When I was accused, I wasn't accused publicly, but I was accused of not being responsible for certain things, like watching younger siblings or younger cousins, and not being responsible. That led to me not being able to watch my siblings until I was around 15. So, normally you can watch them at 12, but because of accusations and false things about me, my mom kind of didn't think I was too responsible. Let me tell you, I'm glad my mom did it. It would have been too hard for me. My mom never makes wrong choices with us, and she never does. She's a great woman of the Lord, great woman of Elohim, great person. So right today, Judge Kavanaugh is the voice of freedom currently. His voice hasn't been heard. No one really cares about him. All these people who are saying we believe survivors, it's only an accusation. There is no evidence. Judge Brett Kavanaugh, he denies it. But here's the thing. We don't know if he's true either until there's evidence. But let me tell you, I actually believe Judge Brett Kavanaugh more than I do Christine Ford, for the fact that Christine Ford doesn't provide enough details, maybe I should say Dr. Ford. Yeah, that's her title. So Dr. Ford doesn't provide enough details about certain things, and she doesn't have enough evidence. So today I want to help Judge Kavanaugh get his voice out, because he said his 10-year-old daughter prayed for Dr. Ford. Oh boy, I would just drop to my knees and start weeping. And you can see Judge Kavanaugh was weeping. He was weeping at the confirmation hearing because he could not believe that some people would try to ruin his career. Just imagine before he became in the circuit courts, before he became judge, before the Democrats said he could be. The Democrats approved him to be a circuit judge. How come now he's going to Supreme Court nominated by President Trump, that he is now being accused of something like this. Makes no sense, because sometimes the Circuit Court of Appeals can have a higher duty. These circuit courts sometimes can have a lot of power. Don't want to accuse him then. Why? Because Obama was in there, and not too many Democrats care too much about Bush. Anyways, please, we gotta pray for Judge Kavanaugh. His voice is a voice of freedom, and he needs to be let out. Alright, but as last week went by, no one noticed that there was also another confirmation hearing for someone else. So they were having confirmation hearing for Judge Kavanaugh, and they're having one for two great people, General Abrams and Admiral Fowler. They were two great guys. Admiral Fowler is nominated to be lead the Southern Command, U.S. Southern Command, while General Abrams is about to take a big task. Well, I mean, both tasks are huge and very, very alarming tasks. They're very strict tasks and need a lot of training, and people have to know what they are doing, what they signed up for. And those words caused a big uproar, didn't they? Anyways, General Abrams was nominated for him by President Trump to lead the United States, the UN command in South Korea, and to lead the U.S. ROK command, which is the United States and Republic of Korea command, and replace General Brooks over there. You can find him he's a USFK commander. So General Abrams will be the USFK commander if confirmed. But, so no one knew about that. No one knew about that hearing was going on while Judge Kavanaugh was going on. But there was something very interesting at that hearing. And that hearing had this senator named Senator Shaheen. She said some alarming ideas that I thought should be brought out. As she was trying to ask a question to General Abrams, it was around the 39 minute of the C-SPAN video about the confirmation hearing. She said, she asked him, and I quote, I am glad that you are concerned about the suspension of military drills we have with North Korea. I'm like, hold it up. I had to rewind the video about 5 times just to make sure I was hearing right. And indeed, she said North Korea. There was no response yet from the senator's office, but I have contacted the senator. We have no response yet, but once that response comes up, USA Liberty Show News will let it out. Alright, anyways. So, she says North Korea. Not a single report came up. I'm like, what? Hold it up. President Trump said one word, it's Russia. He said one word, and then everyone accused him of being a Russia puppet. Makes no sense. So, at this segment, it's kind of like the Republicans are the voice of freedom. Because, look, when one Republican gets something wrong, Democrats go crazy. They say that it was not a mistake. They say it was interference with some kind of thing. I'm like, hold it up. You guys just said military drills with North Korea. Now, speaking of military drills, which country is the only country that does military drills with North Korea? There's only one. Russia doesn't do it. China does. Y'all are wondering, how do you know this? Well, I'm part Korean. Part Korean. So I know quite a bit of stuff that happened in Korea. And about China. So, what went wrong? What did she say? Why did she say that? I don't know. It may have been a mistake. I can admit that if she says it's a mistake, it may be a mistake. But we cannot hide the fact that they probably have a lot of staffers that are Chinese spies. Like the Chinese spy who was working for Senator Dianne Feinstein for 20 years in her office. How can you go 20 years with millions of FBI and CIA background checks and security checks, clearance from the Senate and from the House of Representatives and from the White House, but yet still be a Chinese spy for 20 years? Interesting, right? But, so, I'm not going to make any wild theories. I'm not going to say, but my thoughts are, this may be a theory, but I'm not going to say anything is proven true yet. So here's our three possible ways of why Senator Shaheen of New Hampshire said we had military drills with North Korea. One, it was a total mistake because she was thinking about North Korea at that time. It could be an innocent mistake. Number two, she may actually just need a medical examination to see if she's still in her right mind. That's just number two, need a mental checkup. Number three, she may have accidentally leaked out information about China, and she may be possibly handing information to China from the United States. But look, these are just wild theories and ideas. It's not proven facts. Alright? Not proven facts. In just possible terms. So, those are the two stories I wanted to share today about what happened over the week and last week. I did not know that. But y'all, please pray for Judge Kavanaugh and pray for our great senators on the committees trying to fight the Democrats. Remember, if they can't fight them off, we're going to have to bear arms. And I don't want to see that. No one wants to see that. So let us pray for our senators and pray that the Lord gives them wisdom and that the Lord changes the hearts of the Democrats, or at least the Lord lets us win this midterm, which I see a big red wave coming in. I do see it. It's a red tsunami instead. But we still must be cautious. Even if Democrats were voted, let's say if they, in your state, we must know that there is a plan. The Lord will not abandon America if we stay true to Him. But if we are stuck up, He will let Democrats take over. It is a proven fact. And so, just please pray for Judge Kavanaugh. Pray for our Republican senators. If you have more things you would like to tell to us, please tell me. DM, direct message me to Twitter at TruthLighter, and I will be here next week Monday. I'll be here next week Monday, and tell me your concerns, things you need me to investigate. I'll be here next week. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. This is TruthLighter. This is TruthLighter's Voice of Freedom. May the Lord bless you all. Goodbye.